So, how we doing? A day late, but happy Easter to everyone. As you can tell, up on the yard with the fleet ranging from new to old to just don't mention it. We will get around to it. But anyway, not going to talk about these three today. I'm going to talk about the important, now fourth member of the team, but the most important. Because if the fourth member of the team plays up, then these aren't going out, and I'm not going out mechanicking. I am, of course, talking about the old faithful, me pick up my Ford Ranger. Before we go on to that interesting point, ignore the jack, I've swapped my tyres round, but the back's on the front and vice versa. See, they're just starting to get a little bit worn in the middle, but with a fantastic shoulder, whereas these that have come off the front are getting a bit worn on the shoulder, but fantastic middle. So get the most use out of tyres, because we all know tyres aren't cheap. There we go. These are, well, on the debate, these look like these are going to be the back tyres for Smurf. Now, I know a lot of people will be telling me to just buy a new set of tyres for her and keep Smurf as she is. That's what I'd love to do. Honestly, that's what I'd love to do. Issue is reshodding her. Oh, it's going to be about £3.5 grand. Back tyres are going to be about £1,000 a piece. Fronts, I think, probably would end up about 1,200 quid. So, say £3,200. I've just bought her, which I bought this tractor outright. This isn't there's no finance or anything on, but as you can imagine, it's not broke me, but I'm certainly just having to watch the pounds. So yeah, she's going to have the Smurfs 540 650 BKTs. The Smurf is going to have the Alliances off the front, which are still pretty good tyres, and the Pirellis that are out there. So she'll be sat on slightly narrow tyres. I'm hoping it might make her look better. Well, I'll drop the one jack down yet. But yeah, that's what's going on about all that. So we are going to put her on the nearly new 540s. End of the day, Smurf now is, for want of a better term, a hobby tractor. She'll go out when I feel like taking her out. This is going out when it's called on, so it needs to be the best I can make it within the budget I've got. So yeah, there we go, bit of a catch up on all that. And now I want to catch up about this. So I'm up here on the yard because I want to sort it out, because she's just gotten into a bit of a disgrace. I mean, that's not good. So we're going to have big clean out inside. I'm not going to wash the outside for the moment. But yeah, what I want to talk about is, because for want of better terms, kind of outgrowing the truck as it sits at the moment. There's a few issues. Well, I've got a few mechanical issues, nothing serious, but I'm at that point: do I spend money on it or do I swap it? Thinking behind it, like I say, the truck's still a great truck. I love this truck. It's actually had a few little tweaks. She's actually should be about 165 brake. She's remapped and closer to 200 brake with a few other little tweaks along the way. Fantastic truck to drive, loads of power. But my issues come, the roller shutter back for a kick-off. It's getting a bugger it doesn't want to retract in, which makes it a pain. It's also not as waterproof as I thought, which You know, it's where I keep bits and pieces, which it's not handy. Hence the reason I invested in all them waterproof toolboxes. But my new welder doesn't fit in one of them waterproof boxes. So started looking at options. Option one, which is pretty much what I made my mind up, was a van. Bit Pacific. Fords have been good to me, so I wanted a Ford. So we were looking at initially what I really wanted was a Ford Transit Custom Limited H1L1, which looks something like this. Yes, I wanted it in that blue too. I think it's a nice colour. So what that van limited means, it's full spec, which means we get all me leather seats, me heated seats and all that. Which, having it on this truck, because I'm closer to 40 than I am to 30, and spent pretty much my whole working life in this industry, things like me back aren't as good as they were once were, and heated seats really help after a long day when my back hurts. Coming home in just the sort of 20 minutes home with heated seat on my back makes a hell of a difference. So I didn't want to lose that, which means I'd have to have a limited. Issues. Big one is price. That van, basically, to have it in that blue, because I don't want a white van, you're struggling to find them under 10 grand, which is out of budget. So that was option A. Option B, something called a Ford Transit Sport. They look something like this. Nice van, but no, inside they're just a bit too van-like, if that makes sense. And I do spend quite a lot of time in the cab, so it'd be nice to have somewhere comfortable. So the other options is keep this. It's getting a few miles on it, but it's a good solid truck, pulls like a train, and I know it. Wants a few little jobs, like I said, but I know it. So I've come up with two options with this. The roller shutter has to go. I need more space. So option one was a canopy like this. Fiberglass. By the time we've got shelving and racking and drawers in it, we're bordering on the same price as swapping this for a van, something newer and lower mileage. The other option I've seen was, this is actually somebody based up in Clitheroe, which is not massively far from me. They're a bit more, they'll do off the shelf, but they'll work with you, I think, a bit. Which their offering looks something like this. Which I actually prefer. But you can see where you're spending your money, you know, and you can tweak things to suit your purpose. All right, everything costs. I priced up what I ideally wanted on their website, and it got quite dear. But this morning I found another option. Well, I'll show you and see what you think. That, to have it custom built in this country, again, it would be expensive. I think by the time I've got spec and choice and screwed around and messed around and got it how I want it, there's probably not going to be a massive amount in it. But squiggling around on our Google, as we do, come up with a company website called Alibaba. Now, I know nothing about this, but it does seem a cheap way. Does seem a possibility. So if any of you guys knew anything about Alibaba or want to chime in on any help, advice regarding my sort of what to do with this, hit us down there in the comments. I'll be really grateful of input, advice, experience, and all that lot. So yes, and yeah, anybody knows anything about Alibaba and what they like to deal with, again, would be very interested in some input. So that's it, a bit of a look at the one you don't really see. I don't really put my truck on very much, but I do actually love it. She needs a bit of TLC. So anyway, it's only a bit of a quick one. I've actually been off all this week. Well, most this week. I've had to do a bit of work, a few jobs that needed doing. But yeah, normal service will resume next week. Don't forget, if you do enjoy these videos, give it one of our grubby thumbs up. Don't forget to check out the shop if you'd like any merchandise. Don't forget to rate, comment, like, subscribe. Yeah, do what you want. Stay safe, stay well. Don't forget, we're getting close to being out of this joys that is these COVID lockdowns. But just remember, even when the lockdowns finish, just be sensible. We're not out of the woods yet. Let's not try and put ourselves back in there. Stay well, stay safe. Thanks for watching. See you soon.